So today we're going to learn on how to just go over a little bit of an inspection on your ES1, ES2, 3, and 4. A few things you want to check for. I'm going to start on the top of the scooter. You want to check the handlebar. One of the first things you want to check, just make sure that your hand grips are not pressing against the throttle or the brake, because if you get it close enough, it will get stuck and you gotta lift it up. So you wanna make sure that you give it a little bit of wiggle room so it's more fluid. Also, what you can do if you feel like your throttle or brake are getting stiff, take off your hand grips and then disassemble it. You can check out one of our videos for that. We do have a video on how to replace these, so check that out if you want. But get inside, just put a little bit like lube, even if it's Vaseline or motor grease, whatever you need. Just lube that up so it's, again, a little more fluid. Down by the handlebar screws, always make sure that these are tight. You don't want these guys falling out. They are pretty important. As we go further down, you have 2 screws here, 2 screws in the back. The screws in the back will usually have a warranty seal. This one currently does not have the warranty seal over it. What you can do is you can puncture the warranty seal to tighten the screw, but that's it. If there's actually any breakage around the screw and not right where the center is, that will void your warranty, so be careful. As for the front, go ahead, take those out. I actually do suggest a product that we use here. It's called Loctite. Get the blue version because me personally, I don't think the red works that well. You usually want to let this stuff dry maybe 6 to 8 hours just to really make sure it dries up. This stuff really helps keep the screw intact and not loosen while, you know, going down a bumpy street. We actually really like this stuff here. So, and you also want to check down here where your scooter will lock. I don't know if we can get a camera angle, but there's little rubber stoppers that are somewhere in here. I can't see from where I am, but if you can get a shot, you have these little rubber gaskets and you want to make sure those are in there. It just helps wear and tear, stuff like that. So if you don't have them, you could order them on our website or contact us and we can get them sent out to you. Always make sure your lights are working. You'll also want to check your kickstand. A lot of the times people will forget it's there, they'll start dragging it the opposite way that it should be, and it will get all sorts of messed up. It's not super important, but it's definitely a helpful thing to have on your scooter, so you just have it standing up while you walk away and do something real quick. One of the more important things actually though is your rear suspension. So a lot of people have been complaining that this does break due to the suspension. It's due to this currently supports a weight limit of 120 to 140, but if you're any heavier than that, you might want to go ahead and tighten that. You don't want to see it bounce, like you don't want to see all that give. So what you're going to want to do is go underneath, and you're going to go tighten this screw up so it tightens all the suspension. And just tighten it as much as you want. Don't be afraid. The more the better, actually. It's actually an 8mm hex screw for this one. Alright, and one more thing that you might want to do and consider is maybe get a little bit of motor oil, and obviously it doesn't matter which kind, just to get just to drop right into the bearings, just to kind of like clean them up, lube them up, just make sure they're functioning well and smoothly. You don't want to get too much dirt in here. Even just wipe it down with a cloth before you do put the motor oil in there, just so, like I said, the dirt doesn't just stick and then over time it will just collect, and this back wheel will barely turn.